We're here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, your team collected a 74-55 win in your home opener against Idaho. Huge third quarter there. Your team scored a program best 32 points in the third quarter. Starring in that quarter was freshman Charlie Sledger-Walker, who scored 18 in the frame. Just talk about the game overall, and what did you say to the team out of the break that really got them motivated?
Well, I thought we were obviously very flat in the first half. We had a pretty rough travel day getting back from UW, but I thought our kids tried really hard to get themselves ready and to come out with the energy they needed. But we're still a really young team and new to each other and new to just this experience of playing kind of a back-to-back game or one day in between. And I think that's a difficult thing to learn how to do. So, we just got them back to the basics. And I think what I was most disappointed in was just our willingness to set good screens and our willingness to do kind of the dirty part, the tough part, the grimy stuff that is required for you to be successful on the court. We're real infatuated sometimes with just getting our shots and they came back with some, they did a scheme that we just haven't practiced in a long time. They went under on screens. It kind of shook our guards and they missed a few shots and then our post didn't adjust. And so it was really good just to get into halftime and adjust and simplify what we wanted to do and get our kids to understand what they're looking for. And obviously we put Charlize in some great spots on the floor and she had great success in the third quarter.
One of the biggest turnarounds and differences between the first 20 minutes and last 20 minutes is your perimeter defense. Your team only allowed 2 3-point field goals to a team that is known for making a high volume of three-pointers in the second half after they made 5 in the first 20 minutes. What did you see out of your perimeter defense that you enjoy and that's something that you can build off of this performance?
Yeah, I feel good about our personnel. Our personnel is we've got good guards, we've got strong guards, we've got pretty quick guards and some good length in our guard game. And they get down and they guard. They're not taking plays off on the defensive end. So one-on-one, I think we're doing a better job this year of guarding the ball handler. I thought we got some in the passing lanes and blew up some of the things they wanted to do and made some things that they wanted to do a little bit harder. And really, really good teams speed you up and all of a sudden you can't make shots when you're sped up. And I think we did a pretty good job of that and made them miss a few times, but they got some good looks too. So there's a lot we can work on and improve on, but I've really liked how we've approached the defensive end and I think our rebounding turned around in the second half. So we got a little bit more serious about that and the rebounding. And I think, again, when you do that on the defensive end, good things happen to you on the offensive end.
And you did mention that you guys were able to step up and out rebound them in the second half. This was a team that came into this game leading the nation in rebounding. They averaged 56 boards a game. You limited them to only 38 today, well below their average. How pleased are you with this performance tonight, and what can you build off of it moving forward going back into Pac-12 play next week?
Well, I'm really pleased with the second half. I'm really pleased with how we adjusted and came out and played the second half. We talked about it at halftime or after the game that if we took the first half of UW and the second half of this game, we would have a complete game. Unfortunately, they don't let you do that. So we've got to figure out how to start games well, like we did at UW, and then adjust well and come back with a great mindset and effort. And again, I like this team. I think they have high IQ. They have toughness to them. We're proving to be a little bit better rebounding team than we were a year ago. We've talked a lot about that. There's no question we were, I think, the last 2 years last in the Pac-12 in rebounding. So good teams that are successful, defend and they rebound. So it's been a priority of ours to be better on that side of the ball and to finish plays with rebounds. So, and again, when you do that, you have a chance to get easy baskets on the offensive end. So I really like the fact that we're showing to be a better defensive team and rebounding team.
Colton Clark with the Lewiston Tribune. Go ahead, Colton.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. I guess Charlize is the first obvious question here. Is she maybe, 220-plus point games to start a career? Maybe even, I know you said she's one of the better players you've been in a gym with, but maybe even better than expected this early in the season?
She is, no, I've known it since I've been in the gym with her. I mean, I've watched hundreds of hours of tape on her and her as a high school player and in international competitions. We've seen her play a lot, but when I got her in the gym and, she can play. And I think she's, I know people will have scouting reports on her and we'll find out how they're going to try to stop her and game plan to stop her. But she's a hard one to completely keep from being effective because, she'll pass it too. She's not going to take bad shots. And again, she's quicker than she looks. She's strong as can be. So she can finish through contact. She can post up. She's super IQ on the defensive end. So she's just a complete package player and can really affect the game in a lot of ways. And again, I've not been in the gym with someone who has an IQ and a feel for the game like she does. So pretty happy she's a Coug, and I love the fact that we have her for 4 years.
And Bella obviously was. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Bella obviously was pretty big tonight as well. Was that something you wanted to take advantage of size, especially when that real strong Natalie Klinker left with an injury early?
Yeah. I think Bella's improved so much from a year ago, and she has a passion to get better. But it's what I told her at halftime. She tends to love the shooting part of it and scoring. And that's the thing that makes her happiest was when she scores. And we do want her to be aggressive. I thought, again, she's still learning what a good move is and what a bad move is and how to get to an advantage when we throw it into her. I thought she had an advantage on Klinker and had an advantage on them, but took hard shots. She didn't really create a shot that she's going to make a lot in the first half. So, what I'll give a lot of credit to Bella in that she really listened at halftime and took to heart to run our offense a little bit better, to screen better, to be a bigger presence when she did post up. And I just love the fact that when she did those things, the points came easier for her. So it's a lesson to her. If she can get that now, and maybe that'll motivate her to be, do those things earlier and throughout the game. And again, that makes our offense go when she's an effective screener and rolls hard to the basket and makes people have to double team her or show some help. It's going to free up, other people on our team. So I really am happy with her second half. And again, her adjustment and her willingness to get back in the game and do some of the things, the harder things that the game requires.
And kind of a two-part thing about Idaho here. Pretty similar team from what you remembered in the 7 games at Northern Colorado, style-wise? Very
much. I mean, but they had some players then that were every bit power. I mean, B is a great player. She could play at a lot of places, in power conference schools. But LaFrenz and Pierce, my gosh, those 2 kids, man, they were nightmares to guard, and they were really, really good players. So we had to deal with them for most of the years that I was at Northern. So they don't quite have that, that kind of size and length that those 2 kids had. So maybe they're a little bit easier to guard in that sense, but his style and how he attacks you and he's great. John does a great job on blobs and out of bounds plays and sideline plays and specialty plays. And they got us on a few of those. So I think they're going to be really successful. I'm sorry their kids were hurt tonight, a couple of their kids, and I'm sorry Klinker got hurt, but he just does a great job with those kids. And again, I think they'll be really successful in the Big Sky.
And on the Battle of the Palouse rivalry, I know it's been 12 years and all, but is that a good non-conference challenge, one that you'd like to keep going forever?
Yeah, I mean, we're in a home and home contract. So this was the first year where they came to us. We'll go back to them next year. It's just a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer for sure this year. when you needed to be regional. But we already had this game set, and I have every intention to keep it going. I think it's a smart game and easy to schedule and easy to get to and all of those things. And you need some of those in a regular season. So I think they challenge you in really great ways too. That helps prepare us for teams in the pack as well. So it's a great rivalry. I love that we're getting back to it, and next year we'll be going to them.
All right, Daniel Schur of the Daily Evergreen. Go ahead, Daniel.
Thank you. Coach, after the UW win, you said despite the win, the team didn't look sharp. All around, how'd they look tonight?
Yeah. Like I said, I think if we had just took the first half and the second half tonight, we'd have a full game. So I don't think there'll be any good things about the first half when we put in the film and show them or talk about that. Other than I thought our defense was really good. I mean, honestly, holding them to 27 points, or I think that's what they had, isn't all bad. And we didn't talk a ton about defense at halftime. It was really just about who we were on the offensive end and how we were going to, attack the way they were guarding us and guarding our on balls, their defensive scheme. So I think what I love about this team is we adjusted well. We have high IQ players, and we have some weapons that can make it hard for teams to stop everything. And I think Charlize is that. They went to a triangle and two, and we have enough shooters that I think it's going to be hard for people to do. And if Bella has that kind of presence in the post, it's hard for people to do. So, we got challenged in ways tonight that we haven't seen clearly. And it's a good test for us, and it helps us be ready for the next team that, quite frankly, Oregon State will sag on ball defense. So it might give us a good taste of what we might see against them.
All right. Is there any more questions for Coach Ethridge? All right, Coach. Congratulations on the win tonight. We'll talk to you next week, and go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Thanks.